Alrighty, sorry I'm a little bit late. For some reason this candle just decided to be a little bit red all of a sudden. Do not know why, but we're just gonna nod our head and go with it. But anyway, I figured, doing a pick a stack would be a little bit. Hey, there's Annie. There is my right hand. Right, I guess I'm just gonna say right hand gal because it sounds better than just right hand. I completely forgot what I was gonna say because the music that's coming into these things just completely blindsided me. So anyway, essentially the pick a card. I'm good because grandparents are out of the house and I can actually think. I can think perfectly crystal clear without any kind of distraction, and I love the sound of silence. Wise man once said, the best gift in life is that of silence. But anyway, the way that this thing's going to work is simple. We have 4 piles that look like this. Just going to grab it. 4 piles that look like this. Careful, blue topaz. Each one has a Dark Goddess Oracle card in it, a Gratia to our Darkness card, and 4 cards from Black Moon Astrology, in other words. So essentially, you're going to be getting in each one, you're going to get 1 element, then you're going to get 1 planet, you're going to get 1 sign, then you're going to get 1 house with it, you're going to get 1 Dark Goddess, and then you're going to get 1 Goetic Divine for your pull. So I think it might be just you, but I think here, give me this thing. I'm going to take this, do that. Maybe that'll make no interferences happen. But anyway, so don't judge me. I love the smell of rose, okay? But anyway, I'm also going to like this beautiful thing too. In case if you're wondering, well, what does it look like? Well, here. There's that. Hopefully the lighting will pick it up. If it doesn't pick it up, well, this thing's complete and utter nonsense. So I'm going to scooch it like this. Blow that up. So I'm going to just minimize that. So hopefully you can kind of see, I hope, on it. If you can't, okay, well, fine. Sure. So hopefully now, whoa, there we go. There, hopefully. To see like this. It's so hard to get it just right. I hope you can see it. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's on this thing. But common people be like, but why are you gonna... Hello, Elysia. But people be all like, oh, but why are you gonna like that and have him come in? Why not? A little more to the right. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys a moment to actually pick a number. 1, 2, 3, or 4. But are we gonna be able to look at them before we choose? No. Just pick a number that's pulling you the most. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And no, don't be one of those guys who's like, I'll pick 7. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And take your time. Don't be all like, 2. I'll give you 5 minutes. So, choose wisely. And take your time. Until then, I grab one more thing. Never mind, I thought I did have more of that, but I guess I do not. Never mind. It was a prank with. Yeah, a little bit. I pray. I'm gonna get my diffuser going. Get out of the way, you stupid door. It's like that door in the background. Every time I walk past it, it likes to go boom, boom, boom. Like, please don't do that. Because if you keep going boom, 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 I'll just turn around and be like, well, listen here, boom, boom, the roo. Who are you to be going boom, boom behind me? I don't even know you like that, dude. Yeah, I know you're a piece of wood. Ooh, hard wood. Oh, very funny. But no, I don't know you like that, wood. I've given you moderation power, right? I hope so, because if I didn't, that would be really awkward. Like really awkward. Like wow, I'm a dimwit. Okay, then we'll add one more. Actually, never mind. We'll add 2 more. We'll add geranium. 1, 2. Come on. Thank you. And last but not least, where's my? No, not you. I just used you. Lavender. Oh, lavender. Where are you? Totally not. Maximilian Pegasus in the bottle. Oh. Rest in peace, Kazuki. I still think, Kazuki Takahashi, I still think he was murdered. I mean, I'm just going to say. I think he was murdered. Because here's the thing. How come he was found in scuba gear when he's actually somebody that's like really known? And even also, another thought. Oh, it just so happens that, a Japanese official also got assassinated and shot. Something's not a coinky dink, but I mean, what do I know? And even also, I don't even think they revealed like how the body looked, because if the body was revealed, don't you think there'd be like, oh, I don't know, if it was a shark attack, don't you think there'd be kind of like teeth marks on him instead of just like shark bite? Okay, let's see the body. Let's see where the bite marks are. No, you're not going to disclose that. Big. Based on what I've seen and what I know. And if that's the case, okay. All right, then who's the one who murdered him? Come on, fess up. Fess up so that way, I can just get the shiny stick and start, cracking your shins. And then your elbows. Anyway, end around. 2 minutes remain to pick your number. No, not a phone number. Don't vote for that one. Okay. Of course, this would happen. It's just like, that's just so funny. It's just so funny. You notice how, oh look, light a candle, like a candle that was a dedication piece made just for Lucifer, and the lighting effect. Planned. Totally planned. Just don't blind me, okay? Because, yeah. Careful. Yeesh. I'm going to try and have him switch a little bit. Hello, Jay. Are you just going to keep dancing cray? Okay, probably. But anyway. And also, while rummaging through like a little bit of stuff that I happen to find my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster. Yeah. A lot of people think, why that one? Why that one with like so pathetic stats? No attack and 100 defense? 1 star? Oh, listen here, Cupcake. You kill her in battle phase is done. And actually, a long time ago, this actually used to kind of drive me well because I was kind of a bit of a depressed, lonely kid in the last bit of my high school, whatever. So anyway, let's get this shenanigan on the road in now. Okay. So, let's go one by one. Okay, if you chose... If you keep this up, I'm going to snuff you, trim you, and then light you again. Thank you. Okay, if you chose number 1. Okay, fine. Yes, you can hold on to the Angelite stone. Just don't knock it over. Okay, number 1. So, okay, the element for you, we have Earth. We have you with stability. Then we have the 11th house of friends, or network circle, hopes, wishes, desires, gains, network circle, innovation, and social welfare, and connecting the world all together. Then we also have Virgo. Well, so far it's kind of hard. It's kind of rocky and windy. And then we have, oh boy, here comes Rahu. Oh, hello, Andrea. And the dark goddess is Chang'e for obsession or devotion, to put it in a nicer way. And the goetic spirit, goetic divine, is none other than the Prince Stolos. Jupiter in Virgo. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Another Earth card. So, and also Rahu, and well, this card having the same thing with obsession, devotion, and being possessed, like to become relentless about something. Yeah, that's precisely what I thought, you stupid connection. Like, oh, you're unstable. Yeah, sure I am. But anyway, so pretty much currently all together right now, the thing that has to be focused on is that, well, for one, there seems to be pretty much a not. Okay, I'm going to put this in the nicest way possible. There's this lack of clarity of knowing who is actually here, like in your network circle or friendships, that's actually meant to actually support you and bring you stability, and actually who is good for you. And for some reason, there's also this energy of lacking the ability to be critical of one's acquaintances and friends. Meaning, say we have a friend that, let's see here, a friend or somebody that they keep repeatedly doing something you don't like, but you're willing to put up with it because you're tolerating it, you're trying to be easygoing. If something bothers you or somebody's doing, tell them to stop it. If somebody's doing that is close to you, or friend, worker, coworker, or even somebody that's within even higher up, or just somebody and they just keep doing something that bugs you and you just can't stand it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, hey, this obnoxious thing that you have done, and it's stupid and it's obnoxious and there's no point in doing it. It just makes me think like, oh, I'm gonna just cause random havoc because why not? I like having sudden surprises happen and make people go mad. Please don't do that. Yeah, you don't need people around you that's like, I need to do something to get attention. I need to do something that makes people be like, hey, check me out. Look at me, I'm an oddball. Check this out. What the heck is he doing? Because that's Rahu. And then as soon as, the big hoo hoo, look at this, check this out, it starts affecting everybody. And then from your perspective, you start to think like, well, in order to keep everything harmonious and keep things going, I'm just not going to say a word and just keep myself in check. Well, the thing is that can only last for so long until you realize, what, enough's enough. Because if you're truly going to keep a commitment and a devotion to your like coworkers or your friend circle or people close to you, if you're trying to keep that honorary thing, you have to be the one to be able to pick be taking in the Virgo energy, because believe it or not, the sign of Virgo is actually the one that actually goes in guns blazing and ready to behead someone. Anybody that's making things impure, tainted, poisoned, and causing harm, Virgo's the one that goes in face first, like, no, we're gonna kill this virus. Regardless of whatever has to be done, it's going down. Because Virgo, believe it or not, as much as it is the sign of the Virgin, the pure one, the healer, Virgo is also an exterminator. Because an exterminator, when they go in to kill the pests, the insects, and the parasitic nastiness, they go in and they murder bugs, insects, and anything that's like potentially toxic. They go in and they exterminate it. In order to maintain the purity and cleanliness, things have to kick the bucket. And Virgo is the one that goes in without any fear. Because Virgo is realistic, practical. It's like, okay, that's going to have to die in order for everything to keep going. Like, it's cold. All that it knows is, in order for this to survive, this must die. It doesn't have emotions like, to survive, to sustain, you must die. That's Virgo. But now when you tie Prince Stolas into this, Jupiter in Virgo. Well, funny enough, I also have that Jupiter. But the thing is, in the Goetia Torn Darkness deck, Prince Stolas is actually the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment and pretty much having the full emotional fulfillment in like having your emotional needs met, physical needs met, and essentially being in the most highest and most blissful state possible. And Stolas, as a prince of the Goetia, he pretty much teaches you how to understand the value of something and how to see something and how much gain it can give you and how you can actually learn to treasure something. So really, if there's somebody that is not really taking your presence, taking your time, contributing to the team or society, or even providing realistic things to the team, if they're not willing to understand and be like, you know what? I appreciate this person. They put in their fair share, maybe even more. If they don't give you that appreciation, off with them. And they wonder, well, why are you getting rid of me? Because you're an ungrateful prick. Get out of here. No, I'm not. I mean, if you weren't one, I wouldn't tell you to get, would I? Just saying. But understanding that in order for there to have stability and actually really treasure and value something and see the gain from it and keep your truest devotion and commitment to it at the best possible state, you may have to be cold and go in face first, like, no, this crap is going to stop and I don't care what you have to say other than yes ma'am, it's going to stop or get. You may have to be going in like that and saying, I don't care, you suck, you stupid, you're dumb as a box of rocks, and you can just put the lid on it and throw it off a cliff and hopefully all the rocks shatter into dust. Yeah, no, you might have to do that. And don't be, and the thing is that it's not that you want to do that, and it may even be something that you may not be the most comfortable doing, but heck, sometimes you gotta, the best way to help an idiot sometimes is to tell him he is an idiot. So therefore the idiot will stop being an idiot. So tell that idiot that. Because if you don't, you can actually see the network circle, the friends, and even the games coming back to you from your effort actually be taken up by this twathead, being the work Rahu, and he'll just keep nomming up all the energy and the attention, making things just keep getting derailed and off a cliff and being distracted. So fight for your stability. And don't give a no bloody hex if if some of the twathead's feelings get hurt, because the thing is, slowing you down. So understand your value of yourself and keep your commitment to the team, and be also at the same time understanding that this is also risking your stability, including like maybe your house, your sense of peace, your surroundings, and what makes you feel like, okay, I'm secure. It's fighting and it's tampering with it. Don't be afraid. Go in face first. Go in there like the exterminator, saying, "Nope, nope. This mode, get it out." Huh? Did you just call me a piece of mode? Yep. And you're kind of sticking up the place. Keep this up. You'll be probably in the next Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 9, Modi Twathead edition. But again, you gotta exterminate it quick, because if you don't, he's just gonna keep nomming away and he won't stop. He won't know how to stop, because that's their Lahu. So that's number one. And was that the one that was staying at the house? The one that was in oh god, this is gonna sound so bad, but I don't care. Was that the one that was a little bit older, but for some reason he kind of was like, "Wow, shouldn't you still be in high school or something? Shouldn't you still be in school?" It's a joke. Calm down. It's a joke. If you don't get the joke, well, keep your weave on. Oh. Well, I mean, you should have let me at least, just said something to be like, make him be like, "Oh God, he made me so uncomfortable." You should have just let me do something like that. Because I mean, I would have been like, "Wow, even though you're older than me, wow, you could have fooled me as jailbait. Could have fooled me." Okay. Anyway, now let's go with number two. Number two, get over here. Alrighty, number two we have. Don't drop it. Got a lappy. Another angel like don't roll. It's funny because roll is part of my last name. Said an S to it. Okay. You did not have to knock it out of my hand. Let's try this again. Okie dokie. I'm going to scooch this over a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to have that up there. Oh, there's so much stuff in my face. I'm going to scooch it over. There. Get out of the way. Splendito. Okay. Here we go. So. Just for be or not to be. I don't know. I'll ask Tor York. I once knew thee as to not ever be. Okay, so your element, if you chose two, well, you're wet. We have water, intuitiveness, sensing. The house is the 12th house of loss, spirituality, asylums, hospitals, jail, being secluded from the world, otherworldly dimensions. It's also the house that has dominion over your footsies. It's also the house of loss. And releasing of energy. It's also the house of doing the nasty. Don't ask me, it's just how it is. The sign, oh boy. The sign is Aquarius. Oh boy, it's getting wet and windy already. Oh man, that's going to be quite all over the place. And then the planet, or the Graha, is Neptune. The card says sacrifice, but no. Neptune does not have anything. Yeah, Neptune has absolutely nothing to do with sacrificing. Neptune as a planet. Look at it this way. Think of Neptune as like the planet that's like the court sorceress. And she tries to woozy woo you like, ooh, look at this majestic, glorious crystal ball. Why don't you stare at it to be captivated by his ballsiness? Yeah, that's what Neptune is. It encourages you to use your imagination, and is also one that can potentially get you so woozy wooed that you forget, oh wait, I'm still on Earth. And is also one of the planets that's also having dominion over being intoxicated, and I feel a little bit drunk. That kind of a thing. The Dark Goddess is Nyx or Nox. Thanks, Annie. Love you. And the Goetic Divine is Shax, which is Moon in Scorpio. Now that Moon's not happy being in Scorpio. So, boy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things being wet, 1 windy, and then Nyx, who is primordial of the dark. So, okay, so first and foremost, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Now, let's see. I gotta remember what Shax has dominion over. I'm trying to remember. Now, the thing with Neptune, because how Neptune is able to manipulate like your ability to perceive the senses and the senses around you. If I remember correctly, I think Shax also has the ability to completely eradicate eyesight, hearing, and understanding of the senses of any person that the person who's asking of aid from. Yeah, Shax can actually completely eradicate that person's ability to use their senses. And he also, I believe, can also steal from anybody in Kings, like anybody of importance, and gives it back in 1,100 years or 1,200 years. And he can also teleport and transport anything or anyone. If you're on his good side, if you earn his respect. Otherwise, he may kind of bamboozle you. He can also, I think, I'm just going off of well here. Okay, all right, that's a weird way of putting it. If you have, okay, I'm just go ahead, Elizabeth. Let's just say one of the things I love about Chex, if you have one of those rainbow dashes, yeah, one of those horses, careful, he'll take them, and he'll go, "This is my little pony. This is my little pony." Yeah, Chex likes to take ponies from people, so keep that in mind. He may not be able to help you find things that are hidden behind, the right-handed path stuff. And I believe he may have potential to give good familiars too. I believe. Water element, well, wetness. Okay, intuitiveness. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put it this way. Sometimes you have to completely take every bloody thing, every sense that you have, and just flip it upside down and completely shut it off. Meaning that if you see something, you can't trust it. If you hear something, you can't believe it. If you smell something, you can't believe what you smell. You taste something, you can't even believe the taste. You see, yeah. You touch something, the senses may be kind of not really helping you the best here. But the thing with Nyx, being the primordial goddess of the night and night mother, being the first deity to pretty much come into existence, she is that void that pretty much you rely strictly on intuitiveness. You detect and you feel, like inside intuitively. Because the thing that shocks cannot destroy is a person's ability to intuitively know. Because shocks can only destroy the senses, and Neptune can only woozy woo your senses, like touch, smell, hear, sight, taste. Yep, you get the idea. So this pretty much is saying the best way to actually confirm any kind of theory or innovative thinking or innovative way of understanding from your perspective, you're going to have to shut off the senses for being woozy wooed. You're going to have to also not allow your senses to take over and blind you. And in order for you to get to one spot to another, or to even assist, because in this depiction you have Shocks, actually Sheeker, who's keeping their head hidden, like if they're crying. Shocks will act. In order for that to be given, you may have to nurture this intuitive feeling that you're not really giving the most attention to, especially on the full moon. Isn't tonight a full moon? Maybe. But make sure you really nurture that ability and really empower that ability to use your intuitiveness. And even to get to using the water energy more, maybe look at that double full moon. Couldn't do that again if I tried. There's a full moon there. There's another full moon there. There is there kind of moon in there. Oh, nope, not with Neptune. Neptune's just being a drunk, woozy woo, lost one anyway. So you may have to seclude yourself to actually get the clarity and actually logically reason out a theory that best makes sense to you. and to actually be able to see it without your eyes and any of your other senses to get the best understanding to best nurture it and heal it and restore it. And this is going to sound so weird, but just roll with it. Give yourself a nice foot bath with water. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 water things. So pretty much get I gotta think of something that's actually really simple to get. If you happen to have anything that's coconut scented, or even coconut water, massage your footsies with it. And also a little bit of lemongrass or another herb that's related to wind or air, like lemongrass, lavender. If we don't have any of those, then frankincense will do. If you don't have frankincense, when in doubt, you can use basil as a stand-in or rosemary. Any of those. And actually, if you're also able to get the water nice and dark, like if you're doing this, well, easy cupcake, careful. Don't knock my thing over. Rude. Like, do it, like, actually put your feet in water that's like when it's out in the dark, so the water looks dark. But that'll also give you a lot more intuitiveness and more being in touch with the intuitive side. And pretty much that's really all I'm getting. It's not getting any more than that stat. And of course, in this deck, it is the Queen of Sass, the Queen of Swords, not having BS. So with the Queen of Swords also being influencing this, and also Moon and Scorpio, where Moon is a little bit upset and sad because Moon has to go and suffer in the dark. Sometimes you have to go and face in spots that are uncomfortable, which might be having to not trust what's around you and trust what you're feeling on the inside, and going into a position where it might be dark and uncomfortable, but you have to go through it. And also, since the Queen of Swords is also a figure that's like, yeah, I'm hurt. I've been stabbed so many times. You gonna stab me too? I hope not, because I'll get your throat. Sometimes you might have to be that cold and not having it. So go about it like that. Pretty much just trust into the intuitiveness. Have your feet be in dark water and have them soak in there. Don't be afraid to get sassy and feisty and pushy. Even if you have to just like cut off all the other senses, you might have to do it. But in order to get this pure clarity of intuitiveness, you may have to also seclude yourself or even put yourself, like actually put all of yourself into the water. Because when you're submerging yourself in water, you're actually stepping into a different state of awareness or a different state of being because you're underwater. And when you're underwater, it's different than having, being on land with gravity. When you're submerging, you're in a different environment. Like how when you're flying, but also gravity's going. Wah. Yeah, but when you're in a fiery element, you're kind of like, well, I'm disintegrating. In water, well, you soaked. And also, this will make sure that you get the theory and it makes sense to you, and the thoughts they make sense to you. That's all that matters. And even if somebody looks at you weird, like, why are you not trusting what's practical? It doesn't have to make sense to them. As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. Don't get woozy wooed by this, court sorceress. She does it to everybody. She's almost as bad as the town, hoochie hooch. Don't let her do it. The cake's a lie. It's poisoned. Okay, so that's number 2. Now we're down to the last 3. The last 3. No. Chat check. Chat check. That sounded weird. Chat check. Thanks, Andrea. Actually, funny enough, Jake. No. For me, sorry, I don't get off defeat. No, sorry. Nice try though. No, sorry, Cupcake. Besides, in order for me to get off to something, it's gonna have to survive more than about a few months. A long time. It's gonna have to prove itself. That's gonna be, more attractive than just like footsies. Nice try though. That's one of those lovely things I like to call just whiff it. Whoops. Oh well. Okay, now number 3. Sorry, the feet. I don't even understand why the whole thing about like feet too. I never really understood it. Okay, there's our. Okay, so let's take it from the top. Wow. Dang. Okay, so first element, fire. Desire, heat. Bring in the heat. First house, the self. Aries. So we're having natural first house here and the fire, also natural element. And now we're bringing in moon, Chandra. Talk about a lot of lust here. A lot, too much. A lot of desire and a lot of like, I must have this, give me it. Dark goddess, Lilith. And the Goetic divine, Lilith again. Wow. I'm trying to process this though. Okay. So, I'm going to put this in a way that's kind of a little gentle. Right now, you're going to have to be really putting yourself first. Meaning, I don't care who or what is around you, what part of life you're in, what you're going through, what you're facing. If you're having the best time of your life, if you're having the worst time of your life, if you've gotten married, if you've gotten engaged, if you're being, trying to go steady with someone, if you're trying to recover from a challenge with like depression or anything like that, anxiety, or having any kind of mood disorder whatsoever. Whatever you're facing right now, yeah, no. It's the time for you to pretty much be all like, and again, with Lilith, when you put the astrological thing with Lilith, when you put Black Moon Lilith in the first house in the sign of Aries, she gets Digbala, directional strength, and Aries, she gets exalted. So now having Lilith come up twice and having the first house energy of the self, which is like, okay, me first, I don't give a damn. Well, if that doesn't scream Lilith, then I don't know what does. And then you're giving her Aries, which is taking initiative, physical action, moving forward, making the choices, impulsively taking like, oh, I see that, I want it, grab it, not even care. And then the fire element, well, of all the elements, Lilith and fire get so comfortable. Well, good. Take it, flaunt it, and if anybody gets jealous, like, nope, I'm flaunting it, I'm taking it. If anybody says you can't have that, well, then knock them out of the way. And then you're putting Moon here. Now, Moon, well, for one, since Lilith is actually, I saw that, you ain't slick. I just saw something move across the camera. I'm like, no, that wasn't slick. Since Lilith, in the astrology thing, whenever she comes into contact with Moon, she protects the Moon regardless of whatever the heck's going on. Even if Saturn or even like a really harsh planets with Moon, Black Moon Lilith holds that planet at gunpoint, saying, "You mess with the Moon, you're gonna stop moving. Don't mess with the Moon." One of the little hidden gems about her. But mainly, since also Moon, depending if it's waxing, waning, or full or no moon, if it's becoming a full moon, waxing to full, this kind of actually has the initiative to actually take action to better oneself in a more of a dignified way and to actually be a little bit more pleasant with the way about it. But if it's waning, going into like no moon, or if it's a no moon, dark moon, You pretty much have this. I want that. I'm gonna get it. Give me it. I didn't. Did I say anything else? Give me it. I'm gonna say it one more time. Either you give me it or your grapes are getting popped. 1, 2. Thank you. Very much like. See that? I'm claiming it. I don't care who gets in the way. Oh, I can't have that Yahweh. Oh, that's so cute. You can't do anything to me anyway. Decrepit old man. That's just how Lilith's energy is. She knows what she wants. When she sees it, she claims it. She goes after and takes it. She doesn't negotiate. She knows what she wants and she takes it. And that's Moon when it's lustful, like I need this, I'm gonna grab it. If it has to be destroyed or something has to be face planted or tripped for me to get it, so what? I'm happy. And ultimately, Moon wants to be happy, nonetheless. Then get it, Mystic. If anything gets in the way, tell him to move it. Get out of the way. It's Scoochie Tushy. Yeah, your time for waiting for stuff can. Yeah, I think that it's time for that. It can. Stop. No more waiting. Take it. And if somebody says, "Hey, that's so," it's funny. It's funny you say. Oh man, just for giggles. The fire element too. So, and even though the word for Lilith in this deck is equality, oh yeah, most definitely. Even though her word's equality in this deck, which okay, I can understand, but like, look, if he's gonna be having a chance to choose a position and choose something, I too okay, but no, Lilith really at the core, she doesn't negotiate. She's like, this is how it's gonna be. Yes, good. No, okay. Lucky night for you then. Oh, you reconsidered? Oh, you brought in the old man to help you? Oh wow. Now you're really not getting any help. Nope, she doesn't chase. But instead of chasing, she's like, that's mine, give it. Nope, give it. Good. Even if it's in a way that's very seductive, like, it'd be really a great idea. I've always wanted this rare stone called, what's it called? Prostacite. I think it'd be just swell if I had a piece. Wouldn't you say? Something kind of like that. That's kind of like an indirect way of saying, get me it. Okay. If you know her, that's how she, asks for something like, I think some nice Merlot wine would be just grand right now, don't you think? Yeah. For me, honestly, the way I look at it's like, hey, you can do whatever you deem fit. People can do whatever they deem fit. And the thing is, when you see like where the moon, like Black Moon Lilith's symbol is, which is the moon, and then what was the moon going left, then it has the cross underneath it. Depending on like where it's plop. Oh yeah, of course. But I mean the way that my viewpoint on the whole thing is. Okay, hold on a second. Wherever that moon, that Black Moon Lilith symbol is, wherever it's at, like say if you're Aquarius ascendant and you have that symbol placed in the first house, then that means you'll be having an Aquarius Lilith in the first house. If that makes sense. Because I mean, ultimately for me, because the only thing is with that website, I'm just gonna call it that. Yeah. If anything, if anyone have, if anybody has that desire to do stuff like that, I mean, heck, the thing is, people are free to do what they want. It is what it is. And I mean, to be honest, lost is lost. Taken back, of course. But now here's the thing. Whenever you have somebody, oh God, here they come. Oh boy, here we go, being loud again for no reason. Go figure, whatever. But whenever somebody has done something like that, and the thing is if people don't seem to understand like what the person was going through at the time in order for them to survive, those people don't have a right to say a word. There we go. Now, as I was saying, because really, I mean, the way I look at it is like, yeah, I know, I did that on purpose to, mute the mic. But the thing is, if people enjoy it, like, I mean, believe it or not, I have somebody on my Facebook friend list that's actually in that line of work in that industry. I mean, the way I look at it, it's like it's just his career choice. What's the issue? Stop banging stuff. Do you always have to bang stuff when I'm going live? It's every time. God forbid. Yeah. No. Thing is, it's still. I mean, it's a line of work, and sometimes people need to have that kind of entertainment. It is what it is. So what? Oh, we're gonna look down on that. Why is that? Why are you looking down on them on that? Well, because it's tabooish and it's against God's plan or anything kind of religious thing to say like reasoning why. The other thing is, somebody's faith or just like well. Thing is that is it your faith? Yes, you keep it. But it's again it's not their faith, so take it, keep it to yourself, and stick it and piss it. But it says in the book that it's go away. Because the thing is, apparently, your book has no power over them. So let them do what they want. If they're not, if they're not harming you, if they're not, throwing spears at you, if they're not, causing harm to your property or doing any kind of baneful, malefic action towards you that's harming you legitimately, stick it. God forbid. I mean, if it bothers you so much, why are you still fanboying at them? I mean, if something bothers you, why are you still chasing after it? Like, why are you chasing it after like a mother hen chasing after a fox trying to, chomping on her chicks? Well, I mean, hello, oh boy, it's the dog magician. It is the dark magician. Don't dark magic attack me, please. Oh no, so did you happen to hear about the thing that happened earlier? Like earlier last week about Kazuki? I still don't think it was a shark attack. I think some twat had, murdered him. Because I mean, if it was an attack like that, a shark attack, I kind of think, when they want to reveal the body, be like, oh yeah, there's the teeth marks. Tick tock, tick tock. Where's the autopsy report? Why is he wearing scuba gear? I don't think I've ever heard him scuba diving. And just so conveniently that another Japanese official in the government, they even used to be like the president, got assassinated. Yeah, it's depressing. Oh, it just seems so coincidental. I wonder if the same twathead did it. Probably. Hello, FBI. Don't knock on my door, please. Aha! Exposed you. But anyway, ultimately, down at the core of it all, for me, it is what it is. But if somebody's going to take a swing at somebody else for doing something like that, hey, okay, you can sit still. Sit on this chair. And now we're going to raise you up. Okay, everybody, now take your rotten tomatoes and start throwing them at them and roast them while you splat them. Like, wow. Look at you being all judgmental about, this person's line of work. Let's see. Wow, look at that nose of yours. It would look better if it was painted red. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that tush. Look at that ass of a chin you got. Wow. Or even better yet, wow, you have more chins than, Mitch McConnell. Wow. You even have more chins than him. God. Wow, like kind of like toad throat. But still, that's how I look at it. If somebody's going to swing at somebody else for whatever they're doing and not causing harm to them, okay, two can play that game. Get tomatoed. And even heck, that actually might have something to do with number three's choice with all this Lilith and Aries and fire and self and moon. And perhaps maybe even to bring yourself emotional stability and a sense of happiness and joy. Heck, put the self first, take on the Aries energy, and turn up the heat and, have the bang go off, being all with it. No, not with it, not like that, but be all that with double Lilith just all I think this thing about, me not getting what I wanted, me being unsuccessful, me being cheated, and me having to wait, and me not getting what I've worked so hard for, and me not getting what I've desired and pushed so hard for and strive for, I think it's time for that to stop. Give it. Oh, no, no, no. You're going to give it now. No, 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 no. We're not going to be saying we're going to have to delay it. No. We're going to give it now then. Now. But now. 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 I'm not going to move my hand until you plop it in my hand, dude. Now. Do you want me to actually put it through your mouth and then, be like, give it now? Okay. Thank you. But even then, too, like how also with Lilith, when she went back to the Garden of Eden and also infected Adam and Eve with sin. But after when that was over and done with, when she was stalking Adam for the longest time, waiting for the perfect strike to, gank him and, murder him. While she was stalking him, she had to actually strategize. Okay, I got back at Yahweh, making his perfect creation forever ruined. That's what he gets for not appreciating things. Stupid old man. Careful now, dude. Don't run so fast, you might break your hip. Besides, when are you gonna shave that cobweb off your face? Ugh. Old geezers, I tell you. But the whole time she was thinking, now how am I gonna get back at Adam? Oh, I know, just the thing. I'll just, before I have him kick the bucket, I'll be on top of him like I said I would. Splendid. And that's what she did. So, really taking control and being all like, okay, time for me to put myself first. Because really, my happiness, my fulfillment, my sense of joy, that it has to come first. If I'm not having my best time, no, we're going to have my best time. I've been patient, I've been waiting, time for me to have it now. It's either now or now. So take your pick, now or now. Good choice, now. Because again, first house, the self comes first. If the self isn't here, nothing exists. So take the initiative. Don't be afraid to be impulsive. Don't be afraid to be like, I'm gonna take that. Bring in the heat. Let it move. Well, the thing is, let's put it this way. I'll put it this way, Mystic. If you want to attract what's right for you, I'll put it this way. If you're saying, I want this, right there, you're like, this is what I want. It's right for me because I said so. Because if it wasn't right for me, why would I want this thing? Why would I want this if I don't? Why would this not be right for me if I didn't want it? If I want something, it's right for me. If I don't want it, it's left. Nope. It's either it's right for me or it ain't. And I decide. If I want this, well, it must be right because I'm going to go grab it. Yes, exactly. Now or now. So take your pick. Now or now. Nice and easy. You don't even have to think. You just choose now, which is both. Either way, but now it's going to happen. So, number 3, easy one. Lilith gone, Hong Kong Phooey. Let her have it. Last but not least, number 4. So, elemental wise, since we had earthy, wet, and flamin', now we're going to be probably most likely going to have air. Yep. So we're going to have, for number 4, we have air blowing it. You're blowing it. Not literally. Not like that, you sick, nasty. Like communication, intelligence, thought process, speaking, communicating, and also logical thinking. Good old geezer, Papa Saturn Shunny. Oh, here comes the old geezer. Oh boy! And also, Saturn is also an airy, windy planet too. So bonus points. 7th house. Oh boy. Looks like Saturn Shunny's getting Digbala, directional strength. Oh boy. There's Scorpio. Actually, Saturn Shunny actually does very well in the sign of Scorpio. I'll put it this way. You're taking a planet that's all about the dark, tragedy, surprise, and even like, oops, trip you. And now you're putting him in the sign that is completely like, oh God, heart attack. But now you're putting Saturn in there, just like, hold on, no heart attacks. But I think it's, no, keep your heart in there. Okay. So, and also in the seventh house, that's where he gets Digbala, meaning that essentially, put it this way: if the first house is you, the seventh house is other people, another person. You're taking the planet that's like the servant, so he has clear direction. And even also as a servant too, believe it or not, Saturn's also an advisor, probably if not the best advisor. But how can he be the best advisor if he likes to beat me over the head with stuff? I'll put it this way: if you have to, it's better to have a advisor that tells you literally how things are and how horrible things are, point blank, instead of being like, well, it's not so bad, it could be worse. But really, he's all like, oh, you idiot! You spent all the budget with all that stupid woozy woo stuff and getting the hoochies in here. You wasted all the government spending on hoochies. You stupid son of a bastard. Get these hoochies out of here and fix it now. And now you don't have any money for like defense. You don't have any money for the economy because you spent it all on hoochies. And now he's telling you how stupid you are. That's the best advisor, letting you know exactly how it is. But now Scorpio. In the sign of Scorpio, Saturn again, he actually owns one of the nakshatra points, which is Anuradha, which is all about friendship and devotion and commitment and friendship. But now enough of that. Let's get to the other two. So, the dark goddess is Kalek, endurance. And I believe she is a Scottish or a Welsh goddess, or Irish, one of the two, one of the few. I can't remember exactly. And she's actually known to bring up the storm, the wind, and actually being able to sustain being, the hardship. Well, again, Saturn's an airy planet. And Saturn, well, if you get into a fight with Saturn and if you hit him, you hit like a bitch. Really, you can't really knock him one. I'm just so happy right now. I love it when he comes out. But again, people think, oh, God, not him. He's scary. And the Goetic Divine Spirit is Marquis Andres. And now, if you're not familiar with Marquis Andres, though, okay, I'll tell you this much. Marquis Andres, to put it simply, he's known, if you petition and call out for his assistance, he's known to kill the magician that calls after him and the magician's assistants. But here's the thing: if you're stupid, if you're dim-witted, if you're inconsiderate, if you're rude, if you're not being at your best respectful dignity, he will go off with your head by inflicting a lot of dread at you that it makes you go, mm-hmm. But also, based on my experience now, when you have interact with him, he gives you all of his attention and he focuses 100% on you. He doesn't get distracted. He gives you his full undivided attention. Very interesting. Wait a minute. That sounds a lot like Saturn in the seventh house, like I said a few minutes ago. Like Saturn being the servant in front of you, the first house, but he's in the seventh house of other people. Servant standing at the ready, like, what do you want me to do? He's giving you full undivided attention. And actually, if you're not really comfortable with a being or anyone, like when you talk, they're just like just completely giving you their full attention, and anything that happens outside of them, meh, they don't pay attention to it. A person falls off a building to their right, they don't care. They're not looking at that. They're more focused on you. That's also Anuradha and Scorpio. Devotion and commitment, being so focused on something that you can slap them. They won't even flinch. They still focus on you. That's how Andres is. He gives you his full focus and collect endurance again. So, and also full moon in the background for giggly gigglies. So to put it this way, if you happen to have somebody who is not at all being able to provide you the sense of security, the ability to give you their full attention, and if they said they would, but they still have it and they don't, or if there's somebody who you have been so committed and devoted to, and you've been communicating that I want the fair share back, I've given you my best, now I want you to give me your best, and you know what their best is, and they refuse to do it, Well, Marquis Andres, when you have him go towards something to, strike something, he literally cripples it. Like cripples it. That's what he's tasked mainly to do. To afflict dread or to severely wound something that it knows not to mess up and do that stupidity again. Because that's also Scorpio. Surprise! There's a cripple to the leg. And also, if you've also endured a lot of abuse and mistreatment from another individual that you've been committed and devoted to, sometimes the best karma and the karmic backlash, because that's Papa Saturn, best karma is to actually give them the exact same thing back. Sometimes you have to be the one to be the karma by giving it back to them. And the best way to care about someone, and the best way to show somebody that you really care and are concerned about them, is to take the same BS they hit you with, whack them in the head with it, and say, "Stop it!" And sometimes you might have to play whack-a-mole with it, just keep hitting them over the head with it over and over and over again until the light bulb goes off. Like, oh, I better stop being stupid. You think? But and also since Saturn's a rebellious planet, also if there's also been somebody who's been disrespecting and not being considerate of your boundaries and being inconsiderate and not respecting it, heck, Andres again. It doesn't. If you were to, if you were to summon Andres and have him come towards you, and if you waste his time, and if you think he's not gonna be all like, "Oh, it's okay. I like having fun." No, 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 no. I just realized live chat wasn't on because usually, yeah, I always have live chat on that I can see what everybody speaks, but meh. Oh well. But anyway, Andres, if you make him mad, if you waste his time, he'll remind you about how important time is. He'll remind you it's not meant to be wasted. And also Moon in Aquarius, that's his planetary association with the sign and the Graha. Moon in Aquarius, the best put it, you're actually taking somebody's sense of security and emotional and imagination and sense of being full and happy, and you're putting it in a sign that's so chaotic, so all over the place. It's pretty much just like that one uncle that comes in for like a family reunion every year. And every year he looks like something completely different. There's like a Lady Gaga reject one year. Next year he comes back perfectly fine. The next year he comes back like if he just came back from the Hawaiian Islands, but for some reason he's dressed up like a Hawaiian native. And then next year he comes back like he came from Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Thank you, Randy, for being my. Oh, that's going to sound so weird if I put it that way. My I don't want to say promotee because that sounds so weird. That sounds so weird if I say promotee. Promotee? No. I, I'm just gonna put it in my right hand gal. Yeah, that sounds better than promotee. But anyway, so pretty much number 4. Double check the friendships, especially the ones close to you. If they're not providing, you hit them in the head saying, "Hey, if I give you my best, you got to give me your best too. You ain't gonna do it. You said you would. 30 million years later, still not doing it. Okay, toodaloo, done. Chop. No more BS, because that's Saturn. Saturn doesn't want to have BS. He doesn't. He wants to make deals and negotiate. How many entities we're looking at? We're looking at, well, for one, Andres. There's Kalek, one of the dark goddesses from, I believe, Welsh mythology, who's actually known to withstand earthquakes and storms and not even flinch at him. Good old Papa Saturn, who is so durable that if you try and knock him out, well, he'll break you in two. Scorpio, the darkest part of the zodiac belt, but also the most devoted. 7th house of other people. Shani gets Digbala, directional strength. Putting the servant in the sign of other people. Standing in front of the first house, you saying, "What do you want me to do? I'm ready." Now, any connection not for your best interest, warn it. If it doesn't change, tell it toodaloo, jackass. I didn't say anything. Behind me. Yes, I know you love lighting up the place, making everything be so much brighter. I mean, that's it's your name for bloody sakes. Just gotta love it sometimes. But anyway, so that was number 4. 1, 2. Okay, so I'm gonna put these over there. Okay, I'm gonna grab all of this. Gonna get these back in their respectable deck boxes right quick. I'll set my caboose down after I get all this put together. And I mean, not gonna lie, I mean, I found it kind of a little bit cutesy about like that one guy being like, this streamer must get off on Fate. Actually, surprisingly, no. No, I see it as like, oh, okay, a footsie. What about it? Yeah, it's a foot. What about it? Ooh, footsie. What about it? Okay, I don't get it. But no, seriousness. The only thing that's gonna really woozy woo me, is consistency. And actually, having that sense of like, okay, trustworthiness, okay, you can survive more than just a month. Because if somebody can't survive for more than a month or even longer than that, look about it like say more than about at least 6 months minimum. If you can't survive that long, meh, with a toodaloo, don't waste me time. Then yet they had to go through the moat of the icy regime, and don't mind the tomato juice. It's not blood. And yes, all those other skeletal and all the other bones in there. Yeah, those were the last ones who tried, and they didn't make it. I'm gonna put these back in the crystal stone box of mine, all the way over there. And give me this. Oh, sorry to put it there. Never mind. The cake was a lie on that one. So from here, I guess I'll float for another 10 minutes. And if any super chats do come through for like readings at all, I will do them. But if no super chats come through for readings, then I won't do any. So if you want to have that reading done, you have to throw a super chat at me. This for the rest of the stream for the last 10 minutes. And by reading, I mean like the tarot or anything like that. But if it's a question about like an occult subject or anything like that, like a simple question like that where I don't have to read nothing, then yeah, okay, that's fine. But anything that's like, throw cardstock at me. Well, in that case, you're gonna have to give me some currency of some kind. Oh. There, go. I'm gonna break you now. I'm the extra Aquarian right now. Oh. Hello. Oh, it's the Battle Fox. It's the Battle Fox. Do you happen to have your foxy? Do you have your foxy boxing gloves? Not glove. One glove. An owl popping up. Well, actually, an owl in a dream can either represent Lilith, because that's like believed to be like her translated name from, I believe, Hebrew. But the thing is, for me, if you're going to be saying that an animal is related to supposedly, and I'm saying supposedly because anything that's written by one of those Abrahamic He-Who fonts, if you're linking an owl to a supposedly dark demon who kidnaps children, I want to know what we're talking about with death, meaning that what's going to be transformed. Okay, then give me, because it's any well. Okay, here come the things that go. I'm going to soak your blood in the night. The vampire. Yeah, no more No more blind faith jumping off a cliff for no reason. No more of that. Okay, so talking about buckets being kicked. Okay, here they go. Let go. Thank you. Okay, how are we going to go with this? Okay. Okay, let's see here. Why don't we just start with something simple? What's kicking the bucket regarding for like Annie's case? Let's kick the bucket. The hermit. But with this depiction, I like this one. Let's kick the bucket as this hermit. But you notice how this, hermit depiction actually has a figure standing above two other ones being subservient? Yeah, this idea of being subservient. Toodaloo, jackass. So that's what's kicking the bucket. This need to feel like, oh boy, oh boy. No. I'm gonna be subservient to this. Besides, if you really want to be nasty, if you really want to be mean, oh, wow, that's how big it is. Can't even see the blood on it. Wow. Yeah, no, don't submit to something that pathetic. So, what's kicking the bucket is the subservient point. Good, Foxy. Bonus points, like if you actually like sock it to someone, have to make those funny cartoon noise like boing or something like that. So that's kicking the bucket. The idea of like, oh yes, I'll submit to your pinky size thing, or just like being at the mercy of something that's not. Don't get it as in like what? To know what we were talking about with death, because the thing is, I'll put it this way: if there is something at you if there was something that was making you feel like you were being intimidated by, or something like being completely overpowering, there you go. There you go. That's what's kicking the bucket. And to add a little bit more clarity with it. Yeah, subservient, off of them. And to add more clarity to it, tell me about this thing that kicked the bucket. Add some more detail, would you? And this thing that kicked the bucket, let's see here. We'll go with you. Aha! Well, whatever this thing that was kicking the bucket, well, for one, it was a test. It was a test. And boy, into the snow. Come on, dude. You're getting the tomato juice all over, the grounds, the white snow. You're making a red mess on the snow, dude. At least it's not yellow, but still. It was a test. Having this inferior complex thing kick the bucket to something that was like deserved to be, intimidated by. It was a test. And you actually may have to go back, even though you may have been wounded badly by this, you actually are able to go back into something that you may have abandoned or something that you had to like temporarily put on hold. You actually are able to go back to it and actually attend to it like you're supposed to, because if you notice, the building has some like broken pieces of glass in the window. Alrighty, Battle Foxy, you'll be next. You actually be able to go back and correct that minor little thing there that needs to be finished before you get to the completed thing of the test. But still, you got past the hardest part of being subservient. So now, how to make sure that you? What's the best way? Actually, no, wait a minute. Let's put it this way. Since that's kicked the bucket, so the subservient, what has it turned into? What are we now blessed with? Well, we're blessed with pretty much pretty much spreading your wings and breaking out of this cocoon of, oh no, I'm stuck being, put into a position where like, oh, I had to be underneath this small thing. Well, you're spreading your wings and flying. She believes she's gonna fly. Oh boy, there she goes. She believes she's gonna grab that poor soul by with her feet, and there she goes. This is the Eight of Twigs, Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Breaking out of the cocoon, breaking out of the thing holding you back, metamorphosizing it, going, separating from it, and going alley up, and now moving in Hong Kong fully without any kind of opposition, high in the sky. So, and that's what it's turned into. So now you have a lot of heat, a lot of energy, and a lot of speed in whatever route you're going to be going into. You don't have the same opposition of having being stuck to this thing because you passed the test, so you don't need to go through it anymore. And you can go back and rebuild the little damage that was done because of this stupid Hermito. So then let's go with the next 3 steps. Step 1, 6 of twigs. We have all the king's horses and all the king's men ready to be at the service again. So you'll actually be, the way that I'm looking at this card and the way it's depicted, it looks like you have a energy of a whole army. Oh, you don't got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about that because again, 8 of twigs. You're high in the sky, you're moving in fast, and you can't be stopped. They feel like you're becoming like Harpy Lady. Like, oh, sorry, you can't hit me. You're on the ground. I'm in the air. Suck it. But now, the next few steps, the 6 of Wands. Yes, play. What might happen is because, they're back and probably hogging the Wi-Fi again. But else is new, but I got to go with it. I got to go with it and the whatnot. So, 6 of Twigs plus. Next one. Okay, there we go. I kind of hate them when they hug and stuff like this, but whatever. Just gotta roll with it. So 6 of Wands, step 1. Next step. Pretty much do as you deem fit, because again, the queen is the most powerful part in the court, stronger than the king, because the king needs the queen in order to feel like, oh, I'm accomplishing something. They're alive again, but also dead, so they're immortal. Meaning that no matter how, even if you get stopped or like crippled and hit again, you're going to be able to recover from it. You won't be able to be stopped. No problem. You'll still get up and keep going. Oh, nope. Keep going. Nope. Still going. And also facing towards the way that it's facing, it's going to be still going forward no matter what. And also, I don't think, again, the queen doesn't, you don't tell her no. And also, 6 of Wands, there's the victory. 8 of Twigs, moving in without any resistance. You passed the test. So, I believe you're A-okay. You're in the good. At least that's what I see. So that was that one, Annie. It looks all good to me. Just hate, but the thing is, what's going on right now is that every time, whenever they're here, they always tend to have Well, the thing is, again, I'll take the last thing that I don't know if you heard it, but the last thing that it was said as the full card, the last one that came out. No matter how hard he goes, he's gonna keep getting back up. He's gonna be pretty hard to keep pinned. He's still gonna stay standing. So, if I could, a rating on what direction I need to focus on going in. Okay, so what life sector? Okay, so okay, I reach for a deck and I grab this one. So I hope you like the happy deck. It's happy, okay? But anyway, so Battle Fox. Okay, let's see here. So I guess we should probably do something like let's do an elemental cross. But hey, that'll work. Okay, Lucifer candle. I want you to scooch over so that we don't fall and break. Thank you. Where's my Coke can? I just had it. Now it's gone. Brownies, where'd you put it? I'm looking for that drink. Hold on. Brownies, where are you? Brownies, where the heck did you put my cup? Gosh, you see, now they're messing with me. I'm gonna give you a count to 5. Give me it. Otherwise, you ain't gonna like what I'm gonna have to say. 1, to... Aha! Looked all the way over there and it was right over here. Okay, so anyway, so let's do this then. The magical happy tarot. Here we go. I didn't even shuffle the deck that much, but okay. At the core of everything, I have you as... Oh. Well, so Foxy, there you are. At the core and the current standing and the very general at the heart of everything, you're the bedazzled magician. You're on Broadway, dude. Look at all that bedazzle. Like, hey, welcome to Broadway. I hope you're ready for this show. It's even be able to have things move in the way you want them to move. Take that however you want to. You can have it that way if you want to, or the whatnot. Either or. Whichever route you go with, you have the ability, whenever you put it out in one direction, it'll pretty much go to your bidding. And even you might be able to... That's the most prettiest thing I've ever thought in my head, but we're going to go with it. You could pretty much just point to something and say, dazzle, and it'll dazzle. Is that your backing call to go bedazzle? That sounds so weird. Tongue twister, ahoy. Let's see here. We'll go with the earth, like the earth, the realistic, everyday, practical setting and the whatnot. If we were to go focus on the 3D, realistic, practical level, bedazzle this, bedazzle that. You get bedazzled, you get bedazzled. Everybody get bedazzled, bedazzle. Everybody get blingy, blingy. If you were to go to the, like, focus on the everyday 3D, like your finances, wealth, incoming gains, and like security and health, well, in this deck, it's the priest instead of the he who font. But this depiction, this is actually a positive, good Hierophant card. It's a good one. This one's not like, oh, you better believe what I tell you, or you're going to hell. No, not this one. And because since this depiction actually has a marriage ceremony happening, if you were to focus mainly on your health, finances, and your incoming gains and your security and whatever makes you feel stable, and anything regarding to the earth and investments and stuff, you will actually be able to assist people and learn a skill that you'll be able to teach and advise other people for a long time. Because I mean, look how old that old... able to take a skill and learn it and be able to keep sustaining from it and teach other people and actually gain like at least minimum 2 assistants in it, and they'll actually help you grow this skill even more and help you network it if you were to focus on the earth, which is a good thing. And actually, you actually might be seen as a figure that people look up to, and actually a figure that people get inspired by for that. Now, say if you were to focus on like studies, your you're intellectual, and also like saying, "Oh, go off to college, go get a degree, go do all these other woozy things involving, going to school and all that stuff." If you were to go that route, here we go. If you were to go back to school or do anything like studying a new intellectual pursuit, or go into communicating, or actually expanding network circle, or meeting new people, you got the Wheel of Fate, meaning you'll also be able to expand whatever type of intellectual pursuit you go towards. If you were like saying, for example, if you wanted to go into a type of schooling which is like creative arts, or even a type of schooling that's like digital art, like what's it called? Website design in like Photoshop or anything along those lines. Anything if it involves some kind of artistic pursuit, you actually be gaining a lot of gains in terms of friendship. You also be gaining maybe even higher intelligence with it. And because since we have men of all ages here, we have a young one, we have an old geezer, we have a young one, old geezer, bald guy. The thing is that you actually be gaining a well balanced amount of acquaintances and friends. Time with each one, not like that. Don't be vulgar, but like you'll be gaining enough. You'll be gaining more connections with people of different ages and different viewpoints, if that makes sense. Or you'll be able to meet more people to actually learn from, and from all different walks of life. Sorry, that was bugging me. Now we're get it? It's a social circle, get it? Because it's a circle, it's a wheel. Ha ha. What? It's funny, okay? Fine, I'll laugh at it by myself then. Then the 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 sector of challenge, obstacle, or by yourself. I mean, not by yourself. What? Like the sector where it can be like an obstacle of some kind. Come on. Or like challenge or something that's going to make you be really testing yourself and really, you know, facing off against something that might make you be uncomfortable. Or heck, it can even be your motivating force. You never know at this rate. Don't be something vulgar like the moon, because the moon in this deck is kind of a nasty card to catch my drift. Obstacle or your motivator. 10 of Twigs. This depiction, we have one guy and his pet dog going down the road all by himself, like, you know what? Screw this. Come on. Let's see here. I got to think of a dog name. Come on, Reginald. Reginald? Whatever. We're going to go. Come on, Reggie. We're going to go take on this world by the dick all by ourselves. Come on, dude. So, really, the challenge, you may have to face things alone, maybe, but you'll have one friend, really close friend, that's loyal and will stick with you through the end. And even if it's something like, okay, dude, we're on this all by ourselves. I hope you have enough food and water with you, dude, and I hope you know what you're doing. Because if you don't, I hate you. So you're might have to be challenged with a situation where you may have to have this one close individual walk with this path with you one way. I face something. Look what I find. Go figure. But this one individual may be the best one to help you get to this motivating destination that's making you want to go towards it. They may actually help inspire you to make sure you get there to, shelter the pooch. Catch my drift. It's just that whatever you do, don't lose them. Don't lose them. Because they'll stay loyal to you to the end. And heck, if something comes at you, be like, hey, give me your backpack. Up the, you know how dogs are. They'll bark and they'll just go and chomp at the person's neck. Like off with his neck. I mean, yeah, neck. I almost said something else. They'd be like, oh, it's inappropriate for children. I don't care about children. They're going to grow up and do it anyway, so what's the big problem? How dare you say that? Well, it's true and it's honest. Then now, last but certainly not least, of the cross, before we get to the last 3 suggested courses of action. Time to get wet in the wet circle. Emotions, woozy wooiness. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. Off a cliff with him. Yeah, that one. We have... This is going to be so awkward. Hold my wine glass. So in the wet department, we have the Ace of Solo Cups. And I'll let you know, if you think that's a different kind of fluid come out of the cups, fine. Go with it. That can be that fluid if you want it to be. We're just going to just go with it. Emotional sector. You have the potential to actually have a really nourishing, emotional, fulfilling connection, possibly with the one that's, that close individual. Heck, maybe they might nourish you with all that if you catch my drift. But anyway, emotionally, if you want to go towards the emotional route, you have a pure, replenishing connection that's actually going to restaurate your inner being. Or even want to go towards spirituality, because that's also the Ace of Cups. And because since there's pictures of the Lotus too, that actually shows that you may have actually gone through a lot of emotional disappointments, but now you're actually able to be respected as like a lotus flower, Because lotus flowers, they have to go through the absolute crap in order to become the most beautiful, majestic thing out there. Sure, though. Sometimes you have to go through the worst of it all in order to land it the best. But I mean, heck, you have an ace of solo cups. Yep. Down it. I'll even raise my glass to it. It does not taste like pineapple. Who told me that? Vulgar. Absolutely vulgar. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends, so what? They don't understand me either. It's okay. I hate them too. Okay, suggested courses of action for your next 3 steps. Step number 1. Pick up your big stick, go out there and brandish it. Meaning, if you want something like this puck to get in the way with their sticks, spin it and whack them at them. Like, don't be afraid to brag saying, listen, kid, I know how to handle my stick better than you. Get out of the way. This puck is mine. Trust me. You know how it is in hockey. If you get in my way, we'll have a Mortal Kombat on the ice rink. Don't push me. Welcome to Canada. Oh, Canada. Fight. Finish him. Oh, he broke the stick over the guy's head. Yep. Candality. Foxy wins. But yes. Suggested course of action number 1. Don't be afraid to go in there with sticks ablazing and really going after that puck and chasing after it. Crack people over the head with it if you have to. Be relentless with it. Don't stop till you get it. Suggested course of action number 2. 3 of wands. Now, this one's going to be a little bit funky dunky, but go with it. This depiction, we have a father figure waving to his daughter figure. If you notice how, the other 2 ghostly girls, yeah, that's her growing up. So, essentially, even if you have something that you've invested in and you put some work in, you think, wow, this thing's a pipsqueak. Wow, this is going to take forever, dude. And again, to be like a lotus flower. But just think of how much potential and what it can grow into. Again, if you're going and chasing something, let that be your motivating stick to the this. Have at it. Beat the living heck out of people and get them out of the way if you have to. I don't care. That's my puck. No, it's not. It's mine. Give me the puck. Give me the puck, you. No. I know, I was a poet and I didn't know it. I know. I've blown it. Whatever. I quit. But anyway, the last suggested course of action. That was rude. Like half the deck flew out, but I'm not going to go with it. Instead, I'm going to go with this. Do you happen to have a cat, Fox? Do you happen to have a cat? Do you happen to have a cat? Or for splendid, guess what? Have your cats do some tricks. No. It was a prank. You don't have to. But seriously. Another course of action is to actually really take the willpower of going after the puck and let that be the strength to actually have the same friend that's motivating you to actually keep this bedazzle going in the route that you want it to be. And they'll actually help you gain that skill too that you can actually teach other people. Just don't be afraid to socialize, because at the end of the day, all this is going to nourish you to the deepest. So get out there and bedazzle. Get out there and dazzle it. Go after the puck with a stick. Have Mortal Kombat on the ice if you have to, because you're wanting to have this thing you're investing in grow and get it to where it has the most potential to be. And let that put you on yeah. Just let this thing that you're that you're having your eyes on and wanting to pursue, go out, chase after with a stick, Hong Kong Fooey with it, because you know and you see the potential with it, and just keep that focus on it, because you have the magician again in the middle, saying, "Okay, wherever you point to, and whatever you want bedazzled, I'll dazzle it." So let him have it. And you also have that support with the 10 of Wands at the bottom as your motivating force. And whatever you learn from it, you can teach other people too. Oh boy. And also bottom of the deck, just for giggles. You'll be pretty much moving so fast that you're lucky if you can even keep a grip. Get it? Because grip is... But you get the idea. You pretty much will be in a state where you can't be stopped. It's like, get out of the way, otherwise you're going to get a squishy douchey. Yeah, have attack one more card. And after once you obtain it all, you'll be looking back at like, huh, look at this fine job I did. Told you I could do it. Nailed it. See? I knew I could do this. I got this. Anybody else who's saying, oh, you can't do that. Nah, piss it, I got it. Because look how flawless that bush is. So nasty. So nasty. Let it go. Might as well just make it cheesy besides. Perfect balance and harmony. Perfect balance and harmony and fulfillment. And for giggles, I love this lovers card because it's so perfect. Best lovers ever. Oh, and also you can celebrate at the end too because of the 3 of Cups. But anyway, yep. Looks good to me. So pretty much wherever route you go with, you have the will to bedazzle it. What time is it? I have to check what time it is because if it's oh my gosh, almost 2 hours live. So I'm going to take my leave. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you. I'm just going to call you Foxy because, yeah, that sounds better. And thank you, Annie, for, being my right-hand gal. And other than that, I like how I flip a card and it's he who's hung most, the hangman, or like jumping pool man. I'm going to take my leave, and I guess I'll just see y'all in the next live stream, which will probably just be tomorrow. And I think I'll think of an occult subject to talk about tomorrow. So we'll see then. Oh, look at that. That might be the sign, Foxy, because there's the Fool. There's the same Poochie. Hitchhiking with a blimp, a butterfly, and a trucker. Just ignore the trucker part. Don't worry about the trucker part. We all know how sometimes truckers can be like, wow, okay then. There's your clarity.